Welcome to Decoding Autism Now, your trusted source for science-backed insights into autism. I'm Dr. Elise Martin, and today we're embarking on a fascinating journey inside our own bodies. Deep within every cell, a remarkable family of enzymes works tirelessly to keep us alive and thriving. These are the Adenylyl Cyclases, 10 unique isoforms, AC1 through AC10, each with a special job in the brain, heart, immune system, and beyond. Think of them as a team of expert messengers, each color-coded for their role, working together to keep our bodies in harmony. Inside every cell, these enzymes act like tiny machines, building, breaking down, and sending vital messages. But what makes them truly fascinating is their diversity. Some specialize in the brain, shaping memory and learning. Others power the heart, guide the immune system, or perform unique roles we're only beginning to understand. Among these, Adenylyl Cyclases are superstar communicators. They help our cells talk to each other, converting signals from the outside world into instructions the cell can understand. Imagine a message arriving at your door. These enzymes open it, read it, and pass it along so your body knows how to respond. This process creates a new signal called cyclic AMP, or CAMP for short. CAMP acts like an internal memo, telling the cell what to do next, speed up, slow down, or even change its job. This elegant system is at work in trillions of cells throughout your body, every moment of your life. Right now, as you watch, Adenylyl Cyclases are hard at work, helping your brain think, your heart beat, and your immune system defend you. Some are even involved in your sense of smell and how your body responds to stress. Without these enzymes, our bodies would be like an orchestra without a conductor, full of potential, but lacking harmony. Scientists have discovered that several Adenylyl Cyclase isoforms are linked to neurological, immune, and sensory functions, and that changes in these enzymes can play a role in autism spectrum disorders and other conditions. In this video, we'll explore each member of this remarkable family, including the newly recognized roles of AC7 and AC9, and see how their diversity shapes our health and our understanding of autism. Now, let's meet the entire Adenylyl Cyclase family, each with a unique specialty. Our bodies don't rely on just one type, they use a whole team. There are 8 major types: AC1, AC2, AC3, AC4, AC5, AC6, AC8, and AC10. Imagine a dynamic family tree, each branch representing a different enzyme. Some, like AC1, AC3, AC5, and AC8, are brain specialists. AC3, AC5, and AC8 are also linked to autism and OCD through genetics. AC10 stands out as the only soluble form, floating freely inside cells. Today we'll focus on the 6 classic types, but remember, AC8 and AC10 play crucial roles too. Each enzyme is color-coded for its job: brain, heart, sensory, or signaling. We'll explore each one in detail as we go. AC1 is the brain's librarian, helping us learn and remember. AC2 is a social networker, integrating signals. AC3 is the sensory superstar, key for smell and linked to autism and OCD. AC4 is the steady multitasker, working quietly in many tissues. AC5 is the heart's engine, also tied to brain and autism. AC6 is another heart specialist, fine-tuning stress responses. AC8 is a brain expert, genetically connected to autism and OCD. And AC10 is unique, soluble, floating freely to help with signaling everywhere. Each one is a specialist, and together they keep our bodies in harmony. Why so many types? Specialization. Each enzyme works in a different place and responds to different signals. Some are found mostly in the brain, helping with memory, learning, and emotion. Others are concentrated in the heart, managing heart rate and stress. Still others are in the nose, letting us smell. AC10, the soluble one, helps coordinate signals throughout the cell. This diversity lets our bodies fine-tune every response, just like using the right tool for each job. For example, heart ACs respond to adrenaline, making the heart beat faster, while brain ACs help us think and remember. AC3 and AC8 are especially important for sensory processing and are linked to autism and OCD. AC10, floating inside cells, helps coordinate signals everywhere. This careful regulation ensures the right message reaches the right place at the right time, keeping our bodies running smoothly. Get ready to meet each member of this remarkable family. We'll explore where they live, what they do, and why understanding them matters for health and medicine. By the end, you'll see how these tiny specialists shape everything from memory to heartbeats, and even our understanding of autism. Let's dive in. Let's begin our tour with the very first member of our enzyme family, Adenylyl Cyclase 1, or AC1 for short. This one is a real brainiac. You'll find it almost exclusively in our nervous system, especially in parts of the brain that are all about learning and making memories, like the hippocampus and cerebellum. Think of AC1 as the brain's meticulous librarian. Its job is to help file away new information and experiences so we can recall them later. When you learn something new, like riding a bike or memorizing the words to a new song, AC1 is right there, helping to strengthen the connections between your brain cells. This process is called synaptic plasticity, and it's truly at the heart of how we learn and adapt. How does this brainy librarian work? Well, AC1 is a bit sensitive. It only gets activated when two things happen at the same time. First, a signal from a neurotransmitter, and second, a rush of calcium ions into the cell. It's a dual check system. Both are required. So, AC1 fires only when a brain cell is highly active, signaling that something important is happening and worth remembering. This activation makes AC1 central to long-term potentiation, or LTP, which is the long-lasting strengthening of connections between two active nerve cells. It's the cellular basis of learning and memory. If you've ever studied for a test and finally understood a concept, that's LTP with AC1 leading the way. AC1 takes incoming signals and makes CAMP, which kicks off a chain reaction inside the cell. That chain reaction physically changes the synapse, making the connection stronger and more efficient for future use, like upgrading a dirt path between two houses into a superhighway. Every new memory you make, thank AC1. It turns fleeting moments into lasting knowledge. Remembering a friend's face or mastering a complex skill, AC1 is the silent partner making it possible. The presence of AC1 shows just how specialized these enzymes are. Nature designed AC1 for neural communication, where precision and timing are everything. Without this careful librarian managing our neural archives, our ability to learn from the world around us would be limited. AC1 is a perfect example of a specialized tool for a specialized job. Now let's meet another brainy family member, Adenylyl Cyclase 2, or AC2. While its cousin AC1 is a bit of a specialist, AC2 is more of a social networker. You'll also find AC2 in the brain, often in the same neighborhoods as AC1, but it plays a different, more collaborative role. It's not as picky about how it gets activated. Unlike the calcium-sensitive AC1, AC2 listens to other signaling pathways. Think of AC2 as a team player, helping different signaling systems work together, boosting the overall message. Imagine different departments in an office. AC1 is like the head of one department. AC2 is the employee who walks between departments coordinating. When another pathway is active, it gives AC2 a nudge, making it much more sensitive and active. AC2 can amplify signals, making even a quiet message sound loud and clear throughout the cell. It's a master of synergy, integrating information so brain cells can make sense of thousands of signals bombarding them every second. AC2 helps the cell make more nuanced decisions by responding to crosstalk between pathways. It's not a simple on or off switch. It's more like a volume dial that turns up when needed. This allows finer control, which is crucial for processes like mood regulation and brain development. While AC1 makes specific memories, AC2 keeps communication in sync, helping the cell respond to a complex environment. This social networking skill is vital. Not all adenylyl cyclases are the same. AC2 acts as an integrator and amplifier, contrasting AC1's memory-making role. Together, they power thought, emotion, and learning every single day. All right, science fans, let's continue our journey and meet Adenylyl Cyclase 3, or AC3, the sensory superstar. While its cousins AC1 and AC2 are busy in the brain, AC3 has a very different and very cool job. Its main stage is in your nose, specifically in the olfactory sensory neurons. These special cells allow you to smell the world around you, from the sweet scent of a blooming rose to the savory aroma of a barbecue. AC3 is the key player that turns a chemical smell into a signal your brain can understand. It is the master translator for our sense of smell. So how does it work? Imagine you take a sniff of freshly baked bread. Tiny molecules from the bread waft into your nose and bind to special receptors on your olfactory neurons, like a key fitting into a lock. Once the key is in, the receptor activates AC3. In a flash, AC3 gets to work, churning out huge amounts of our favorite internal messenger, CAMP. This sudden flood of CAMP opens up channels in the cell membrane, causing an electrical signal to fire off to your brain. And just like that, your brain says, bread. AC3's efficiency is incredible. It amplifies that initial scent signal, allowing us to detect even very faint odors. This role makes AC3 absolutely essential for our ability to smell. Scientists have studied what happens when AC3 is missing or doesn't work properly, and the results are clear. Without a functioning AC3 enzyme, the sense of smell is almost completely gone. This shows just how specialized and critical this enzyme is. It's not just one of many players in the olfactory system, it is the central hub of the whole operation. Every scent you have ever experienced, from your morning coffee to the smell of rain on a hot day, was brought to you courtesy of the hard-working AC3 enzymes in your nose. But AC3's talents don't stop at the nose. This versatile enzyme also plays a role in other sensory systems. It's found in the tiny hair-like structures called cilia that are present on many different cell types throughout our body. These cilia often act as cellular antennas, sensing fluid flow or chemical signals in their environment. For instance, AC3 helps cells in our kidneys sense the flow of urine, and it helps guide the development of our bodies before we are even born. It is a multi-talented sensor, but its most famous and dramatic role is undoubtedly as the gatekeeper of our rich and wonderful world of smells. Now, let's move on to a quieter, more mysterious member of the family, Adenylyl Cyclase 4, or AC4. If AC3 is the celebrity of the sensory world, AC4 is the unsung hero working in the background. AC4 is one of the most widespread adenylyl cyclases, found in many tissues across the body, brain, liver, and testes. Unlike its specialized relatives, AC4 is a general-purpose tool. It doesn't have one famous job, but instead contributes to the day-to-day operations of many cell types, keeping things running smoothly. Not particularly flashy, AC4 isn't strongly stimulated or inhibited by signals that affect other ACs, like calcium waves or certain protein pathways. It's a basal activity enzyme. Think of it like an engine idling, always running at a low, steady level, producing a baseline amount of CAMP. That steady CAMP provides a foundation for other dynamic signals to build upon, setting the stage for more dramatic cellular events. This steady function matters, like the gentle hum of electricity in a house. You don't notice it until you flip a switch and the light turns on instantly. AC4 provides that background hum of CAMP, keeping the cell ready to respond. When a big signal arrives, the machinery is already warmed up and can ramp up quickly. Because AC4 is widespread and foundational, it's been hard for scientists to pin down a single job. It seems to be a jack of all trades, helping a bit in many processes, regulating gene expression in some cells, modulating neurotransmitter release in others. It's not as headline-grabbing as AC1 in memory or AC3 in smell, but AC4 is a crucial team member, the reliable behind-the-scenes worker that keeps the system stable and ready. An unsung cellular hero, AC4's steady presence ensures our cells are always prepared for action, making it an essential part of our body's orchestra. Now, let's meet a truly unique messenger, Adenylyl Cyclase 7 or AC7. Unlike its family members, AC7 stands at the crossroads of two vital worlds, the immune system and the brain. You'll find AC7 hard at work inside immune cells and in select regions of the brain, making it a rare bridge between body and mind. What makes AC7 special? It's highly responsive to signals from G's proteins, molecular switches that turn on AC7 when the immune system needs to send a message. Once activated, AC7 ramps up production of CAMP, a powerful messenger molecule that helps control the release of cytokines. This lets AC7 coordinate inflammation and communication, weaving together the body's defense system and the brain's internal network. This dual role has sparked the curiosity of scientists, especially for conditions like autism spectrum disorder or ASD. Because AC7 connects immune responses with brain signaling, changes in its function could impact both inflammation and neural communication, two factors increasingly linked to ASD. AC7 may not always be in the spotlight, but its unique bridge makes it a fascinating and crucial link in our understanding of health and neurodevelopment. Now let's pull back the curtain on Adenylyl Cyclase 9, AC9. Unlike its more famous siblings, AC9 is found in key places, the heart, lungs, and select regions of the brain. It's activated by G's proteins, those molecular switches that trigger CAMP production, helping cells respond to changing needs. What makes AC9 unique? Unlike most adenylyl cyclases, it's insensitive to forskolin and only produces CAMP under specific conditions, making it a true specialist. In the heart and lungs, AC9 helps adjust oxygen delivery and heart rhythm. In the brain, its role is still being uncovered, but early research links AC9 to mood, cognition, and even autism spectrum disorder. Scientists are just beginning to understand this enigmatic player in our body's communication network. Welcome to the heart's powerhouse duo, AC5 and AC6. Let's venture into the engine room of the body, the heart, to meet our next enzymes. Adenylyl Cyclase A5 or AC5 is a powerhouse enzyme with a critically important job. You'll find AC5 primarily in the heart, but also in parts of the brain and smooth muscle. In the heart, AC5 acts like both a gas pedal and a brake, helping regulate how hard and how fast your heart beats. When you're exercising, scared, or excited, your body releases hormones like adrenaline. These hormones signal your heart to ramp up its activity, and AC5 is the key enzyme that receives this message and puts it into action. Just like its cousins, AC5 starts producing our internal messenger, CAMP. In heart muscle cells, this flood of CAMP increases the amount of calcium inside the cell, making the muscle fibers contract more forcefully and frequently. The result? Your heart beats faster and stronger, pumping more oxygen-rich blood to your muscles so you can run that race. But AC5 is not just a gas pedal, it also has a built-in safety feature. While it responds strongly to stimulating signals, it's also very sensitive to being turned off. Other signaling pathways inside the cell can put the brakes on AC5, a process called feedback inhibition. This is incredibly important because you don't want your heart racing out of control forever. This braking system ensures that once the initial excitement or exertion is over, the heart rate can return to a normal, resting state. It's a beautifully balanced system, designed for both powerful response and careful control, protecting the heart from overworking itself. Now, let's introduce the close relative of AC5, Adenylyl Cyclase 6 or AC6. At first glance, AC5 and AC6 look like twins. They're often found in the same places, like the heart, and both respond to similar signals, such as adrenaline, to increase heart rate and contractility. They both play a crucial role in the body's fight-or-flight response. However, just like with human twins, if you look closer, you'll find subtle but important differences in their personalities and abilities. AC6 is a versatile stress responder that seems to have a few extra tricks up its sleeve, especially when it comes to protecting the heart. One key difference lies in how they are regulated. While both AC5 and AC6 are turned on by similar hormones, AC6 appears to be less sensitive to the braking signals that inhibit AC5. This means that under certain conditions, AC6 can keep producing CAMP even when other signals are trying to shut the system down. This subtle difference allows for a more sustained response when needed, providing another layer of control in how our cells react to stress. This unique characteristic of AC6 seems to give it a special protective role, especially in the heart. Studies have shown that having more AC6 in heart cells can actually be beneficial, particularly under conditions of chronic stress. While overactivating the AC5 pathway for a long time can be damaging to the heart, boosting AC6 seems to help the heart muscle function better and resist damage. It's not just about making the heart work harder, it's about making it work smarter and stay healthier under pressure. This versatile hero shows us once again that nature's designs are full of elegant details. Now let's meet the final member of our Adenylyl Cyclase family, Adenylyl Cyclase 8 or AC8. If AC1 is the brain's librarian, then AC8 is the brain's master networker, quietly shaping how we remember, learn, and connect with others. AC8 is found mostly in the brain, especially in regions that control memory, emotions, and social behavior. Think of it as the behind-the-scenes coordinator, helping nerve cells talk to each other at just the right time. When your brain forms a new memory or you recognize a familiar face, AC8 is there, boosting the signal so the message sticks. But AC8's importance goes even deeper. Recent genetic studies have uncovered a fascinating link between AC8 and neurodevelopmental disorders like autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. Scientists have found that changes in the gene for AC8 can alter how much of the enzyme is produced, or how well it works. These genetic tweaks can disrupt the delicate balance of signaling in the brain, making it harder for nerve cells to coordinate social interactions, adapt to change, or manage repetitive thoughts and behaviors. In fact, several large-scale studies have found that people with ASD or OCD are more likely to have rare changes in the AC8 gene. These findings suggest that AC8 may be a key player in the brain circuits that underlie social behavior and flexible thinking. When AC8 isn't working as it should, those circuits can become less adaptable, making it harder for someone to navigate relationships, manage routines, or cope with change. But there's hope. By understanding how AC8 shapes memory and social behavior, researchers are developing new ideas for therapies that could restore healthy signaling in the brain, offering a path toward better outcomes for people with ASD, OCD, and related conditions. Adenylyl Cyclase 8 may have been the quietest member of the family, but its role is essential. It's the memory maker, the social connector, and a vital link in understanding the roots of neurodevelopmental differences. Before we reach the grand finale, there's one more fascinating member you need to meet: Adenylyl Cyclase 10, or AC10. Unlike the other adenylyl cyclases, which are anchored in the cell membrane and respond to signals from outside the cell, AC10 is different. It's called the soluble adenylyl cyclase because it floats freely inside the cell, like a roving sensor, not tied down to any one spot. AC10 listens to what's happening inside the cell, sensing changes in pH and energy levels. Imagine it as the cell's own internal weather station, monitoring acidity and energy reserves. When AC10 detects shifts in the cell's environment, it adjusts its activity, helping the cell make just the right amount of CAMP, the tiny messenger that keeps everything running smoothly. Emerging research shows that AC10 isn't just a background player. In the brain, it's studied for roles in learning and memory, especially during metabolic stress when neurons must adapt quickly. In the heart and kidneys, AC10 helps cells respond to carbon dioxide and acid levels, and may even protect cells during injury or low oxygen. Unlike its membrane-bound siblings, AC10 can go wherever it's needed, responding to urgent internal signals. It acts as a unique bridge between the cell's environment and its internal state, keeping cells flexible, healthy, and ready for anything. Researchers now see therapeutic potential for AC10 in brain injuries, kidney disease, and metabolic disorders. So while AC10 may not always take center stage, its role as the cell's internal sensor is vital, ensuring every cell can adapt, survive, and thrive. As we conclude, let's bring together the entire adenylyl cyclase family, AC1 through AC10. Each isoform is a specialist. AC1 and AC8 are key for learning, memory, and social behavior in the brain. AC2 and AC4 coordinate and support signals across tissues. AC3 is essential for our sense of smell and sensory processing. AC5 and AC6 power the heart and help it respond to stress. AC10, the only soluble form, acts as an internal sensor in many organs, including the brain, heart, and kidneys. Some, like AC3, AC5, AC8, and AC10, are now linked to autism and other neurodevelopmental or psychiatric conditions. This diversity allows our bodies to fine-tune responses for every situation, whether it's thinking, feeling, moving, or sensing the world. Why so many types? Specialization. AC1 and AC8 are coincidence detectors in the brain, crucial for memory and flexible thinking. AC2 and AC4 integrate and maintain signals in many tissues. AC3 translates smells and sensory cues. AC5 and AC6 regulate heartbeats and stress. AC10 senses the cell's internal environment, helping cells adapt and survive. This family's teamwork supports brain, heart, immune, and sensory health. When one isoform is disrupted, others can sometimes compensate, but unique roles mean that changes in AC genes, especially AC3, AC5, AC8, and AC10, can increase the risk for autism, OCD, and related conditions. Think of the adenylyl cyclases as a grand orchestra. Sometimes one plays a solo like AC1 in memory or AC3 in smell. Other times they play together as AC5 and AC6 do in the heart. New research is shining a spotlight on AC8 and AC10, especially for their roles in autism, OCD, and neurodevelopment. Understanding the full AC family is key to unlocking new therapies for brain and body health, and for supporting people with autism and related conditions. By understanding how each adenylyl cyclase works, scientists are developing smarter, more targeted treatments. Imagine medicines that fine-tune AC8 or AC10 to support healthy brain function, or therapies that restore balance in the heart or immune system. The future of autism research and therapy depends on exploring the full AC family, not just one or two members. Every discovery brings us closer to better outcomes and new hope. The adenylyl cyclase family is a masterclass in biological design. Robust, efficient, and beautifully coordinated, Thank you for joining me on this journey. Stay tuned for our upcoming deep dives into AC8, AC10, and their roles in autism, OCD, and neurodevelopment. Please share this video to raise awareness, and let's keep supporting research and each other. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Elise Martin on the Decoding Autism Now channel. Please use your AC to smash the like button. Don't forget to share and subscribe so you don't miss new episodes. It really helps our channel. Sharing is a way you can help others in the community. Let me know in the comments below what other topics you would like me to cover as they relate to autism. Final thought for today. Learning and communicating with others is what makes our community vibrant and stronger.